Hi, I'm the Gadget Guru, Andy Pard. You're watching VOG.net. I'm here at Inglis Cycle in London, Ontario, Canada, and here with me is Bigfoot. Now, Bigfoot rode in from Ohio because they're doing a demo day here, and this is the first time we've done a VOG meetup that is in a relatively close proximity to him, so he went on and drove up here to check it out. Now, how long of a ride was it for you from Ohio?
I think about 340 miles.
And now for you, that's just like a lunch ride, isn't it?
That's what am I going to do after lunch, yeah.
Now, you have the reputation online that you just want to ride. I mean, when you get with your group and they want to stop, you say, no, I want to keep going. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your riding history?
Well, I like to ride long distances, and I don't mind riding 800 plus miles a day. I really do hate stopping to get gas. I enjoy the ride. As a kid, my family went all over the country, and we saw the sights. We got out of the cars. We did all the touristy things. Now I just like to drive through the mountains, past rivers, oceans on my side. That's when I'm the happiest.
You know, that's what riding is all about. Now, do you typically ride solo, or does your wife go along with you?
My wife will ride 300 to 400 miles in a day. So when I'm going cross country, she doesn't want anything to do with it.
Now, I know the Vision's not your first bike. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your history?
Started out at 16 with a Honda 350, rode that all over the country basically, put 60,000 miles on that and traded it in on a Honda 500. Did the exact same thing again, except a lot of two-up riding with that one. And then a mixture of Suzukis and Reynolds and a few more Hondas thrown in for good luck. And then I finally ended up with the bike previous to this was a Bergman 650 scooter, which had ABS brakes and had an electric windscreen just like this one does. Basically, the mirrors were about the same, and I put 38,000 on that, driving it all over the country.
Now, going from a Bergman to a Vision is a pretty big jump. I mean, the Bergman, it's a great touring scooter, but it's a much smaller bike. I mean, you're a big guy. What led you from the Bergman to the Vision?
Well, I always wanted the Vision, but and I was in the focus group Victory had, where they kept sending me questionnaires and I'd send back the answers. And I always put that I wanted ABS brakes, and they didn't come out with ABS brakes in their first year's model. I went up and looked at it in the showroom. My dealer called me up, and when he said it doesn't have ABS brakes, I copped an attitude, turned on my heels, and I was walking out of the dealership, and I saw the Suzuki Bergman and the ABS written right on it, and I said, how much is that? He said $8,400. We cut a deal, and I drove out with that instead. And I said, when the Vision comes out with ABS, I'll get one.
And then a couple years later?
This beauty came out. I loved the way it looked. I loved the paint scheme. It's not over the top. I'm too old for an over the top paint scheme. It had enough chrome to make me happy. It had every option on it that I wanted. I can't think of anything else I would want on it. So I went to the bank and pulled the money out and gave it to them and told them to order it for me.
Now, did you find the VOG before you bought the Victory, or did you find it after?
No, I'd been following the VOG, but I had never posted on it. I just didn't feel like I should be posting on it.
Well, you know, for anybody watching, the VOG welcomes people. I mean, you don't have to own a Victory. If you have any interest in it, it's a great place to ask questions before you buy.
I learned a lot from the VOG. It was very interesting. I was already on a couple other motorcycle forums and a couple of cruising forums and cigar forums. I had enough forums at the time to be involved in. I really didn't need to be too active in the VOG, and at least until I got my motorcycle, and now you can't get me off the thing.
Well, we're happy to have you there. We'll get into the political forums in a minute, but first, let's talk about your Vision. Now, I'm looking at it. It's a gorgeous the silver color scheme with the black stripes, a little carbon fiber type of look to it. Have you done anything to it?
heel toe shifter and the lower windscreens, and that's it.
Okay. So pretty much out of the box, this bike was for you.
Yeah, being a long haul rider, I don't like to mess too much with my motorcycles because bad things can happen. You know, you hook up an electronic gadget the wrong way with the wrong ground, you end up on the side of the road in the middle of the high desert at 111 degrees, and I'm not looking to do that. So I keep them pretty stock. Never really put much on any of my bikes.
Now, have you ever ridden it without the trunk?
I can't give up the speakers and the storage. I go grocery shopping in this thing.
But you've heard what other people say, that it converts into kind of a lightweight, heavyweight cruiser as soon as you take the trunk off.
Yeah, and I've got the panel that fits in there. If I ever so decide that I'm not going to take a trip that year, if I know I'm not going to take a long trip, I'll take it off for the summer. But that hasn't happened yet.
From your perspective, and you like doing long trips, what advice do you have to other folks who are riding Visions that might be able to get more miles per day out of their bike?
Wow. Stay hydrated. I think that's the biggest thing. I always got hydration. I keep hydration on both sides, and I try to drink 2 bottles in between each fill up with gas. And if you're in the high desert, you'll notice you don't have to make a pit stop. I mean, it just gets absorbed and evaporates away. And if you don't drink, you could possibly pass out while you're riding.
And I have to agree with you, staying hydrated while riding. It's something that, because you have the wind in the face, a lot of riders forget to do, and it's a very important piece of advice. Now, how many miles do you have on your Vision now?
Just shy of 34,000.
And you named her Scream.
From the front end. The Scream, you know, the one that they steal all the time, the painting, it kind of looks like that. Some people think it looks like the Batman thing from the Enquirer, but I don't think it looks like that. I think it looks like Scream.
And so you saw it, you named it. Now, how long do you plan to keep the bike for?
This will be my last bike.
I mean, you think so?
Yeah, I'm positive. This will be my last bike. So however long that is, that's how long I'll keep it.
Now, some people comment about, if they could change anything about the Vision, it would be larger bags. How do you feel about it?
I think if you're creative, the side bags can be packed pretty good. I have the 3 luggage bags from Victory, and I pack them in first, and then there's always a bulge on the outside here, and I throw a couple water bottles in there and slam the door shut, so you can put extra stuff in there. Okay. And actually, when you go on a trip, 2 pair of pants, 3 shirts, an extra pair of shoes, that's all you need, because nobody in Arkansas is going to see you the next night when you're in Nevada. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
You don't worry about the fashion police hitting you on the road.
No, I ride for comfort. I dress for comfort. I'm almost 60 years old. I'm not looking to pick up any wild things.
If you could change anything about your bike, what would you change?
Jeez.
The factory's listening now.
The factory's listening. Well, this right here, I'll do it over here. This sticks up a little bit. I wish they'd do a little better job of fit and finish on that. One other thing that Victory should do with the Vision is the top box's lights should be blinkers and brake lights. I really don't understand how they let that get away from them the first time around. LEDs, that'd be a great addition too.
So you think they should help increase the visibility of the rear end of the bike?
Always, always. That's one thing I don't like about the cross country, is the real small blinker lights. And I like to have lots of lights in the back. I mean, if a car will hit another car at a stop sign, I really want a whole bunch of lights back there saying, "Whoa, don't hit me." Other than that, I think this is catch me out. I don't have any problem at all with this bike. This is everything I've ever wanted.
So if that's your biggest complaint, then new folks looking at the Vision, they should just go on and pull the trigger, huh?
If you've got the money and you don't have to take out a huge loan to get a toy, and this is just a toy, then go ahead and get yourself a Vision. Of all the bikes that Victory offers, this is the only one I would own. I like the uniqueness of the styling. I come out of a restaurant or a bike night, I don't have to spend a lot of time looking for my bike. It's there. It's obvious. It sticks out. I just love the styling on it. A lot of people, it's a love it or hate it styling. I'm in the love it category.
Okay, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the one subject that riles up people more in the VOG than anything else: politics. So stay tuned. Okay, we're back. I'm here with the legendary Bigfoot. We're at Inglis Cycle in London, Ontario, Canada. Now, Bigfoot, you really are a great contributor to the VOG, and you're all over the forums, but there's one place where it seems that you're kind of standing all by yourself, and you're doing a good job of defending your opinion, and that's politics. Did you ever think that a motorcycle website such as the VOG would have such a staunch conservative appeal in terms to the members?
I was really shocked that so many members of the VOG are hard right. I expected more centrists, but there definitely seems to be about an 80% of the VOG members are the radical right, almost to being Tea Partiers, and that kind of shocked me.
What do you think about that most forums, I mean, including motorcycle forums, say that political forums are taboo and they can't be touched?
Well, even on your forum, the VOG, sometimes people get a little nasty and they start name calling, and that's the main reason the other forums won't let it happen, because it devolves into a spitting contest. And that's usually when I back out, and I just refuse to respond to those people anymore when they start name calling. I don't mind a poke in the ribs, but I don't want a poke in the eye. And I think there's a difference. If you can't talk intellectually enough to express your opinion, and so you go to name calling, I think it just shows where your mentality is.
I agree with you on that. And as a moderator's point of view, I try to give people as much freedom as they can, because I truly believe that people have a right to an opinion. And just because we're a motorcycle site, and this is just my theory on it, I've been asked this a few times before, why I allow it to happen. It's just that I feel that people do have the right to their opinions. We're a group of motorcycle riders who are enthusiasts, and who says we are not allowed to have an opinion? Now, I'll apologize for any of the name calling that's going on. I do my best to try to moderate, but sometimes you just have to let things work their way out. And it seems that for the most part, for 99% of the discussions, that people do maintain an air of dignity. There's so many different news sources out there that there's a lot of quoting going on. Not all the news sources are accurate. It's the internet. You can't believe everything you read online. But does it make you feel more comfortable that you come to a one-stop shop like the VOG, and you can talk about bikes on one thread, and then you can talk about politics on another, or any of a variety of topics, as long as they're of interest to motorcycle riders? How does that make you feel as a VOG member and a rider?
Well, I do like the off-topic subjects. They tend to be more hot-button issues. They tend to generate more hits, actually. I like a discussion that's back and forth. Most of your motorcycle topics, you say one or two things on a single thread, and basically you're done. Whereas some of our political forums have gone hundreds of pages, if not thousands, and so it's always fun to see whose chain I can pull and get it. Them come back on and pull my chain. I enjoy that tit for tat stuff.
And you know what's fun? Even though, if you run into people that you meet online and you meet them in person, the political beliefs kind of go out the window.
Well, we haven't talked politics at all this trip. No.
This is as far as we've gotten into it, and I will say this: while
my socialist buddies up here in Canada are very happy with their health care.
Here we go. We're starting a political discussion. I think this is a good time to say, Bigfoot, I want to thank you very much. It has been a great pleasure meeting you. I know that when we heard you're going to ride up here, we're talking, what is this guy like? Because we've seen you mainly in the political forums. Oh, look at that. Look, and I'm a future lookalike. We see online, we have no idea what you're going to be like. Like, I've met these Canada guys, in the past. And I want to tell you, you fit right in here. First of all, you're tall enough to be a Canadian. You know, I'm not. And it's just a pleasure to meet you and to meet you in person.
Well, thank you, Andy, and I've enjoyed the conversation we've had up here and the 2 interviews you've done with me. Okay. Even though I thought it was going to be like pulling teeth, it was pretty painless.
Well, you know, I never mess with big guys. Mr. Bigfoot, It is my pleasure to meet you. For the VOG.net, I'm the Gadget Guru, Andy Parr, and I'll see you on the road and online.